Welcome to this segment of Lucky Spot called Rarepuppers, where we take you through some of the most important dogs and dog kind. When it comes to space travel, most of us have rooms in our brains to remember the first few explorers and maybe one horrific explosion, but all the other astronauts and missions get jumbled together in a hazy mess. We know, for instance, that the first man to orbit the Earth was John Glenn. The first moonwalk was Neil Armstrong, and of course, the first female in space was Sally Ride? Wait. What? Huh? Sally Ride? Sure, first female human, but first female? Nuh-uh, humans. You're not gonna take the mantle for this first female business, because our history books is feeding us a bowl of lies. If you're talking about the first female, then you gotta consider Laika, the space dog. And for this thing, Spot is gonna be portraying Laika in his little space cadet helmet thingy. You'll see. Between 1951 and 1966, the USSR sent over 20 dogs into the cosmos, but to be fair, they weren't the only ones testing animals to send to space. What separated the Soviet space dogs from American monkeys was the Soviet programs didn't always have the animal's best interests at heart, and by that we mean they often had no intention of bringing the animal back alive. In November 1957, the whole world watched in astonishment as the Soviets not only launched Sputnik 2, but revealed that they had a stray mongrel in the satellite as well, making them the first to get a living organism in orbit. Everything about Laika's journey seemed to go perfectly until we realized that the Soviets never had a safe return plan for their space pooch, and they planned for her to go along with the cosmos, I guess you could say. Which, of course, really sucks, but at least she died peacefully when she ate her poison food dose a week into orbit. Except, oh wait, that's not how it went down. At least that's what the Soviets want you to believe. Laika wasn't euthanized. She passed away in the most, awful way possible, just a few hours after the launch of Sputnik 2, which as it turned out to be something of a rush job, but let's face it, where do you go from there as a dog? Who's to say that being a stray dog in the streets of Moscow, scrounging from whatever borscht or whatever that you're looking for, is better than being written down in history? They honored her sacrifice with obscure vintage stamps, and I'm just assuming that it's meant to torment postal workers for the generations to come. The whole thing had been planned and put together in 4 weeks. That's how long you have to wait for the next Jaden Animations video. So no one should have been surprised when the thermal insulation system broke right away. Poor Laika, whose little doggy heart was already beating at 4 times its resting rate, found herself in a cabin that was 104 degrees Fahrenheit, which, forgot to do the math to Celsius, but I'm sure it's a lot. Her body shut down from stress and heat within 5 to 7 hours of her launch. After her passing, they still sent more dogs into space. Even when the Soviet space dogs punched space in the face and landed safely, they still had to contend with the Russian winter because the Soviets weren't exactly, capable of landing them at the right place, which was why Doggonaut capsules came equipped with 60-hour self-destruct timer on board, just in case. That self-destruct function was almost used in December 1960, when Domka and Krasovska capsules landed off course in the middle of the negative 45-degree Russian winter. Rescuers barely got to the dogs before they became popsicles. Eventually, more and more of the dogs started to come back safe and sound. Incoming, Belka and Strelka. Strelka means little arrow in case the dog decides to go broken arrow, and Belka, which either means whitey or squirrel. Squirrel! Sorry, old habits die hard. I apologize. They were found in the streets of Moscow, scrounging for some food. Think of Lady and the Tramp style, except instead of a jolly Italian man feeding them spaghetti, it was a Soviet comrade named Oleg with a handful of random meat, probably borscht, and a side of vodka. They were given their own kennel and had to be measured thoroughly. Age, size, weight, butt circumference, and gone through tests like standing on foot shockers just to get used to the shaky nature of space travel. Once shot up, they spent a day in space aboard Kораblь Sputnik 2, Sputnik 5. What is this? Final Fantasy 6, 3, whatever the hell it is. They were on that spacecraft on the 19th of August, 1960 before safely returning to Earth. Also along the ride was a gray rabbit, 42 mice, 2 rats, flies, and several plants and fungi. All passengers survived. Hell yeah! Hell yeah! They were the first Earthborn creatures to go into orbit and return alive. Oh my god, thank Doge. A happy ending space dog story, right? Yeah, I like to think so. because the story continues. Strelka went on to have 6 puppies with a male dog named Pushok, who participated in many ground-based space experiments but never made it into space himself. One of the pups was named Pushinka, which means fluffy, and was presented to, and get this is actually pretty cool, he was presented to President John F. Kennedy by Nikita Khrushchev in 1961. A Cold War romance bloomed between Pushinka and a Kennedy dog named Charlie, resulting in a birth of 4 pups that JFK referred to jokingly as the Pupniks. 2 of their pups, Butterfly and Streaker, were given away to children in the Midwest. The other 2 puppies, White Tips and Blackie, okay, wow, those names really don't age well. They stayed at the Kennedy home on Squaw Island but were eventually given away to family friends. Pushinka's descendants were still living, at least as of 2015. A photo of descendants of the space dogs is on display at the Zvezda Museum in Tomulino outside Moscow. A Russian animated feature film called Space Dogs was released in 2010. Never saw it myself, but Chloe Grace Moretz is in it, and she has a beautiful voice in general. Check out The Tale of Princess Kaguya. She has a great voice in that movie. So what did we learn? Even though our human captors put us through some hard times, if it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have been able to see our first humans in space. And it was all based on one simple hypothesis, the burning question, possibly the meaning of life, and it was found in this conclusion: whether sending a monkey or a dog to space and strapping them in their astronaut suits, the result is sometimes straight up adorable. Look, they're doing people things! Hey, thank you for watching this episode of Lucky in Spots. Next week, we want to continue to put some important dogs and dog kind of videos up here. We really are looking forward to sharing all these important stories of dog kind in this YouTube channel, and we really hope that you can join along in this quest of ours. And by all means, please like and subscribe. Please share this video, comment below, please comment, please subscribe, like it.